Hi guys, and welcome to the Rainbow Six Replays YouTube channel. Today we want to present the video highlights of the playoff match between Cloud9, Beast Coast, and Team M80 during the North America League 2024 Stage 2. Don't forget to subscribe and put a like. Enjoy.
Counter it. On border, we know the standard fare. We know with Armory side, odds are they're going to start east first. And in this case, well, that's not entirely correct, because it's the other option, CCTV instead. Hot and Cold has removed Cameraman for the equation, and Gunner, persevering through his teammates Candelas, has weaved his way all the way from east stairs to find Spoit inside of 90. Now he'll go down soon after. But down doing, well, all the heavy lifting there as Hyper and Kino both get active.
Right. You got Spoit, you got Citizen. Hyper's just been dusting off his play this stage. And every single time we see him, man, I swear he's getting better and better. And it's really terrifying, Carter. It's really terrifying because Hyper used to be one of those players that if it was Hyper against the world, you might pick Hyper. It's definitely pretty crazy that M80 have gotten another pretty successful, operator, or rather player, in their lineup. Spirits, nice little pick there with the sniper, but I don't assume it's going to go too far, is it? Case is decently arms reach away. Have this player in behind the bomb chassis, one fountain. Oh, it was close, but no cigar. A triple kill for Hyper on
the site and then go back later on. We'll see if it even matters here, though, because... all right. So... Hot and Cold is somehow entering flow state again. I'm getting cafe flashbacks at the moment.
I lost the capability of speech there for a moment. That is the timing right now for these two squads is absolutely ludicrous.
Lord give it.
Yeah, yes it does. I'm telling you, Carter, I'm telling you, man, what is happening in round two? Every single angle that could potentially be and
yet they make good use of it. With still 5 remaining, you'd hope they would, but better teams have made worse mistakes, but not so. C9BC recognized that position, pushed forth with the diffuser. Gabini cuts down Hyper in the very position we just saw. And as Kino tries his best to create a rotate, this round is pretty much already gone. One just around the corner, the long angle fight goes first, and the last for Kino to take.
Over near customs, and life is all of a sudden easy, but it was a treacherous road to get there, Carter.
I actually just noticed that Cameraman was blind there. That makes it funnier.
that somehow does make it funnier.
See if it works out. A little bit slower affair. Hot and Cold, the first one to go down, involved in every duel so far. Just unfortunate on the wrong side of the pain train this go around. A lot more discomfort for Cloud9 at the moment. They've been outside this Armory balcony for what feels like 2 minutes now. Definitely the entirety of the round since they've been up here. Spoit just cuts down Diffuser the moment that nade leaves his hand. Talk about a round from the Wonder Kid. Entirely his efforts shutting this down. He spots another and through the wall. Traces him. I mean, what do you even do at this point? Just one secondary. Gunner's found his way into the site. That's cool, I guess, but so much has already gone awry. There's vertical angles as well, aplenty, and a hatch to rotate back. So getting a sneaky plant is completely out of the question. Just hoping that one M80 defender will retreat.
No, Spoit.
Well, not today, unfortunately.
Is he the third patient with Neuralink? Like, what is happening right now? What is going on? It's all up to Spirits. He ARX is down one. Citizen gets absolutely... Oh.
Face made for content creation.
Actually. Mechanics made for highlight reels. Look at this one right here specifically. Gunner is waiting, but even very scary, so tantalizing for the offense to try and take control of. They're gonna try and go direct. They sneak in through jungle. They don't see the other player though. It's an immediate trade. Case is in whose hands? It's in Diffuser's hands, and he's inside of customs.
Well, that's very fitting, isn't it? I mean, good reaction from Diffuser right there to get that trade as chaos unfolds upon the top floor. Diffuser wide open to a couple different angles, even through the hatch all the way upstairs. This site is anything but secure, and M80 will send that fact home. Spoit and Citizen both retake the site in full force. So Gunner's got to try and mount something out of nothing. One spot in the single window. That'll be Kino to go down, but Public Enemies number 1 and 2 are inside of the A site. They'll even go to pick up their fallen brother, or sister in this case, as the mirror now brought back to 20 HP with the Boss G. And M80 move up 3-1. Half in, half out. They tried to commit, realized it wasn't going to work, but they never fully reset after this because Diffuser's trying to find ways to plant, the verticality's too strong. So
If somebody would hop inside a radio window, but no dice just yet. As soon as I say that, though, Gunner will be in the space, but nothing's going to come of it. A gunfight will.
hello.
Yeah, big oddity in between these two, but Gunner will be happy with the results. There's got to be one over near Fountain. It's going to be a gunfight from his teammate that Gavini ends up losing. Cameraman stalwart right now in his positioning. Does not want to give this up. It's a 3 versus 3 with 45 seconds remaining in C9BC. They're looking for the Archives offense.
Looking for it. Talk about somebody who's had a pretty big glow up. Cameraman doing surprisingly well this stage alongside the rest of his team. Oh, dodges that nade. That's so key. Stimmed back up too, just to be safe. He's been the recipient of that stim pistol 2 times now. Deathmark tracker will go through, but you can't really reach that corner. Look at how much time Cameraman is wasting by just remaining alive. He's allowed Spoit to get into position, be the overwatch he needs. Spirits might trade, but M80 have retaken the momentum solidly. Kino can spot one, hot and cold, and Spirits far too separated. One tagged up, the other just around the corner, but the BP giving intel to M80 when they need it most. Just hold on for dear life, and you'll get round 4 in no time.
I mean, C9 to their fullest potential. They're trying to dig him out of that Fountain position. Big kills coming out left and right by Spoit especially. And just C9BC never really having an opportunity to find a home for that case.
Getting a little scary now for Cloud9 Beastcoast. Times now he's dodged this radio C4. Last round almost to the success of Cloud9. Diffuser down. Someone's been having a rough game so far. Kino hops out the window to try to duel Spirits. Instead, it's the Ying that comes away the victor. Cloud9 with a much-needed advantage that's only widened further. 3 rounds in a row, M80 about a stranglehold on these opening picks, and now it's all on Citizen, which I've had worse players to watch try to work a 1vx. You can certainly hear one. Moving around the passport position, shot through the barricade a little bit. Seems to be Gavini, and on 40 HP as well. Citizen could find a 1v1 right here, and one that he would likely win. Especially as the odds he's been red here are quite small. There's still time to drone. 30 seconds remaining. So Gavini, will you dot your I's? Oh, he does not.
Oh?
Oh,
No way.
And he does! A voice creeps in his head. Check the corner, and he gets the kill as... Oh, not again. Hot and cold. Somebody taking this fight.
No
Firebolt
way.
into the corner. Well,
Sir?
you regret. He's killed Hyper, and he's gotten away. Oh, he gets traded out at the last second, but that is insane that Hot and Cold gets a kill there. Spoit tries to rappel into the sandwich window, and well, he's wishing he hopped right back out instead of committing to that fight. Kino, well, takes my advice and makes it clear that the point is moot either way. Citizen will try to recover in the 1v3. He's revealed his position on top metal, and that's all she wrote. Not a lead.
Whatever, but he flew in sandwich window on what seemed just such an odd time. Hot and cold with that big pick there, and yeah, it's an obvious trade here, but just a moment. Oh.
All right. Well, I think.
Well,
Diffuser, I think letting the content trash talk influence his thinking a little too aggressively. Thinks he can get away with far more than he can. Oh, Keynote trying to do the same will unleash the cluster charge, and Spirits also has to think better of it. Ducks for cover into small office, and he's got the hatch open to fall back very soon. But Hyper is able to cut down Gunner, and things are looking problematic for Cloud9 Beastcoast. One player drops directly in front of the hatch, one player peeks the door. 4 players from Cloud9 Beastcoast have completely availed themselves to the guns of M80, and it's a flawless round as a result. A strong performance in round 7.
Flying antics is going to be a key portion of this, and Diffuser, literally nowhere to be found.
I mean, I found him.
Whatever it is, that's what they were trying to accomplish. C9BC can definitely be very reactive in that way as well, but in turn, it's going to be the opposite direction. They're going to fly back downstairs. Citizen on that lurk roll, as we know him best for. We'll find Gavini inside of the site.
And immediately dips back out. Love that discipline. Just keep the 5v4. You've still got 50 seconds. You don't need to push any further than you already have. Kino spots just a little bit of Gunner's leg and traces him through the wall. A little shock on his face that he landed that one. It's to Cloud9's detriment. 5-3 and still 30 seconds remaining. With this kind of advantage, that could be eons with them right above the site. Spirits reads this correctly. He's got to disrupt it somehow. He'll creep his way along the 90 hallway, but there's a cutoff held. The cameraman, they've got bodies to spare. They're allowed to watch the 90 hallway, the one place they can really be destroyed. One player goes down the hatch, and Hot and Cold can't even find that one. Hyper will go down, and Diffuser's able to find one, but only one. He'll hold. Where is this Diffuser? It's on the opposite side, and there's a gun right on top of it. Time might be on his side, but he needed to land that shot. And it's simple
to do something to try and get themselves back into this game, and you just take your time. I mean, we're 40 seconds remaining, and that's when this pick happens out of Kino. And then finally, here in the dying moments, we see a little bit of a plan attempt over this window. And indeed, but when's the actual fight bell going to be rung? It's right now, and it's practically instantaneous, as Gunnar will take him down with the Boss G.
RKO with one shot, 1v4. Citizen can find one, but nope, nothing else. Cloud9 managed to fight back after dropping 2 rounds in a row. Gunnar, thinking about you, Diffuser.
Found the cam. That's usually the area you look for. Right there on Dome. Diffuser with a big moment. You were thinking about him while he was dreaming of Hyper. No, gun him down outside on the balcony. As the angle, the smoke comes through, Diffuser's gonna try and spam it, but he'll only tag Kino. Just a scrap of his HP falls off. And Diffuser will line up the headshot. Kino, too lackadaisical in the hallway, and now Cloud9 is dusting M80. They might have them at every single entry, every single facet, all orifices blocked off. C9BC.
Afterwards, it was the castle, I believe, that actually downed Kino. Gunnar will be able to cross soon afterwards, and there we go. Gavini fights it one too many times. A pretty ingenious answer to that problem, and with Gunnar falling on the rotate, M80 have found the solution to their CCTV problem. Citizen spots another creeping around the east stairs, though that's a problem for another time. Oh, well.
Oh. Well, for Diffuser, it was a problem for right now, wasn't it?
Unfortunate. Unfortunate indeed.
To see out of C9BC here. Hot and Cold might be the starter, though.
Might just be. Him and Spirit's able to flank, pinch that Nook. There's a couple on east stairs, but they're all ready for him. Hot and Cold still looks to take the fight, but there's simply too many angles to worry about. This game has gone in fits and starts. A Beast Coast dominant victory, an M80 streak. But 2 rounds can separate the winner and the loser in regulation, and it's M80 looking on top, 7-5. Nobody wanting to have either Hot and Cold with the ability to play Monty or Kino with the ability to play Blitz. Nobody wants to deal with the shields. And if you're really that desperate, let's see Kino bring the fuse like he did last time on Border. Final bans transpire. Tubarao and Azami gone.
But still want to make sure that there isn't anybody in that neck of the woods.
Oh, Gavini spotted. A bit too far off the beaten path, and he falls to the 5-5-6. Candela's flying by, Diffuser, Hot and Cold, and Gunnar, both winning their respective fights. The initial M80 execute stalled for the time being, and Cloud9 Beast Coast able to win everything after that first engagement. Kino storms up the stairs, but few shield, you can protect one way, and... Oh, all right. Spoy's walking down blue. They've decided to go with the rush, and... I think the Deathmark trackers, all right, well, never mind. I was going to say the Deathmark trackers will probably be one of the most useful tools and potentially the only tool to try and bring this back, but it's gone. Goodbye, Citizen. You could use the Candelas now, but giving away that tool early on when you would like to save it for the execute, I suppose you got to make the most of a bad situation, and Cameraman, unfortunately, a bit of a pessimist, decides to leave his team in the 2v5. An early exit. Hyper now triggering a goo mine will unleash some shots through the Khan's single wall, but to no avail. Kino drops down by himself off the back of those Candelas, and so Hyper finds himself as the last man standing. Hyped up M80's prowess on Clubhouse quite extensively, did I, and aside from one impactless frag so far, it has been Cloud9 Beast Coast every single time.
And no traction so far, no dice for M80. And it's really just been the fact that they haven't been able to find a strong opener. C9BC have been ready for these fights. They've been ready for these rushes, and none of it working out M80's way. Hyper's going to drop into blue. He should be dead at a moment's notice, and he will be. He'll get one for his stats. It's hard to say. Now, what I can tell you is at some moment in time, somewhere throughout this map, a lurk is going to happen. But
losing that Capital, though, it's going to be a big problem for M80 if they want to take Garage, which generally you want to take Garage. Oh, well, Gavini just sees a Maverick opening up Garage wall, and you know that man's not moving. 5-3.
Easy peasy. Hyper will finally take out one and make it a 4 versus 3. Citizen seemingly an oracle here. Is he going to have him knock out the window? Oh, he is.
Oh, no.
I think he's in the stairwell. So he's okay for right now, but it is definitely worrisome. Oh, Gunner gets one. Citizen, are you gonna go for the hop? If he does, this Lusion pistol will just immediately remove him from play. That pistol in close range is disgusting. What are you, Gunner?
He's playing with him.
That was strictly for broadcast, dude. Nobody. What are you teabagging a drone for?
No. Not only for broadcast, but for himself as well. Nice shot by Gunner. Citizen is able to remove Garage control, so no Capital be damned. It costs a lot of his HP. And M80 know that Cav is in the wind, and I imagine that's not going to be a comforting thought to any of the two remaining players. Citizen with the diffuser going the breach. He's going to have to make this cross with the diffuser, and on 1 HP, and red still a factor. This is going to be difficult. That's why the flashbangs are oh so important, so he will creep in, but there's one down below, and Gunner's the man to do it. Timeout wasted.
In a way, a little stat patty, all right? At least from what he's gotten so far. That's not his fault. Things happen. But yeah, the moral of the story is this. M80 really have not accomplished anything so far on Clubhouse.
No, it has been an incredibly one-sided affair.
Praises of C9, and it's singing it properly. You know, this is something that's going down in the history books here, at least for how dominant we've seen things so far, and they want to make sure that they are still going to be delivered. A well-placed EMP, and now they've got some semblance of control over this cache area. This is going to help out a lot as well, as Citizen will take down Gavini, but not before they donate another player. But fortunately enough, we do have another big pickup, as we're going to have yet another body fall for C9, but the same could be said.
Mute dies pretty soon after that. Diffuser does get that kill. I think M80 have a pretty good shot back into this. Arguably, they still do. Might be in the disadvantage, but with that Boss G, I mean, what are you to do at that point? 4 rounds.
Able to get some big kills there. But C9BC respond in kind, and that's the biggest thing. They're constantly, keeping themselves ahead in these rounds, just through and through. And M80 just, but for M80, gonna slow things down a little bit, especially with the way that things have been going. That's more than likely going to pay off. It starts to, at least initially here. All that drone work leads to a nice frag, but they will get a couple shots back. Cameraman's in the neighborhood, though. And then
Diffuser is still on the top floor. I'm curious if this catches them off guard. Oh, he spots one, but he's patient. You couldn't tell that by all the shift walking. Well, now you can tell by him flanking Hyper.
For M80, 18 seconds, 15 seconds when this hatch actually pops and Diffuser's gonna fly in. He hits the deck, but it's actually hot and cold to deliver. The camera got me there for just a second, but it's gonna be Cameraman that goes down. Citizen will respond in kind, and we might actually have a plant that's successful here. That Candela goes off. It blinds Citizen entirely. He turns on a dime, tries to kill the man inside of blue. This case will successfully go down. Spirits doesn't exactly know where it is. Try and work around the smoke. Knows there's got to be one deeper inside of Arsenal, but he just cannot find the angle. It's actually going to be a nice rotation here out of Citizen, as well as he heads back up towards Kitchen. They've got everything implemented for this round to be successful.
Every single thing. Spirit's desperately trying to find this gunfight, and Kino finally gives it. You know somebody's rotating back to that hatch. Can he find it around the corner? And does Citizen have the angle? Will he have to drop? Yes, he does. Spirits hears the sound cue, but there's so little time remaining. The kill does not matter. You've won the battle, but lost the war.
They get some huge frags, that huge opener that really allows them to work their way back into the round. But it was just scary every single step of the way. If those gunfights with them dropping into Armory did not go both of their ways, that's more than likely a C9BC round. But fortunately enough, some very accurate moments there out of M80 will get them their first round here on Clubhouse.
I mean, M80, technically speaking, have everything they want. There's no roamers to speak of, no real potential for flanks. Cloud9 Beast Coast might have the angles, but Citizen is now going to use those Deathmark trackers to try and give himself an advantageous gunfight in blue. Spirits wins the first engagement. Hyper falls. You still got to worry about Citizen, though. He could still win the round from this position. Well, he could have. That's a past tense thing, not a present tense thing. As it's a 5-1 half for Cloud9 Beast Coast. That's to take the fight and certainly regrets it, though. Does do a lot of damage to Gavin in turn. You can criticize a little bit, but that 5v4, now 4v4, has not really come with any further benefits. Well, I spoke just about a nanosecond too soon, because Cloud9 immediately fills the remaining space on the mid floor and shuts down every single roamer.
They might already be ready to go, and it seems like they are. The call available, not as of now, to Spirits. They will end up popping this Goyo, and that's going to make things very low time-based over on this far side. And
what?
Wow. Yes, indeed. I guarantee you he spams that and gets both these kills. Let's watch here through these replays. So they'll hope that they can somehow dispatch those mute jammers, but it's not looking like that's really an option as of right now. They're going to try and work their way up the main stairs. Diffuser gets one. It's traded out in kind. It's a 4 versus 4. Some Furnox gas will pour in, and Cameraman will get one for his pleasures as Kino and M80 will be taking out C9. My brain blends everything together there. But hey, C9BC away back into this can be found? No, not as of right now. Gunner's gonna get gunned down. It's all down to hot and cold as he'll barrel up his way to heaven, essentially. Diffuser will drop on in. And wow.
Right.
Wow, oh wow. Sometimes...
Cloud9 Beast Coast might have the man advantage. That could slip through their fingers quicker than you might believe.
Smoke out, B's in, an exchange of utility. And M80 doing their damnedest to try and hold C9BC at the gates. EMP out to try and assist with anything that is potentially in flight or it's another electronic in the area. Hyper's going to get a big frag. Gunner will respond in kind, though, and it's going to come down to the wire here. Who's got this case? It's actually going to be hot and cold this time around. He's going to try and switch over to the server side. He'll swing through, and on the worst timing possible, Hyper will find two. Unlikely. I mean, there is a couple solid spots to put him over. Oh.
I like that I'm saying this.
That position is just so crazy. How does Spirits get all the way down?
Right here. If he can time this secondary utility just right. Hyper picks up one, and there we go. The shield saves him, but it's a 3v3 as Beast Coast go in for the kill. Spirits' finishes off Citizen. Hot and Cold puts the diffuser down, so it's 2-on-2 when it comes to guns. Hyper very low HP as Spoit ducks for cover inside of the default plant spot. Impact goes out as Hyper falls to the wayside. And the boy Wonder must now do the most to deny match point from the hands of Cloud9 Beast Coast. There's one. Ballistic Shield can't do much there. Deagle shots wrap around. And one more, and you've got time. Oh, you have time. Full reinforcements as well. He'll try to style on him. Deagle in hand, Gavini creeps forward as Spoit sticks it. He turns around, sprays, takes the fight, and commits! Cuts him down. 3K for our boy. 5-5.
Just gospel. Let's see this again. Disgusting. What a shot here, first of all. And then the immediate decision. That's what gets me. He knows exactly what he must do. And then he gets Gavini in this perfect... Even get the mute jammer because it fell back into the floor. Yeah, I was a little worried there, but it does indeed get it. Gunner will get one. There's no way they're going to keep risking this, right? Now I'm starting to worry. Now I'm starting to question what the hell's going to go on here. And I'm the one with X-ray vision. Diffuser's going to get Cameraman. That's a 5v3, 5v2 in favor of C9BC.
It is an absolute... Got this 5 versus 2. It might have cost almost everything. But if they can hold on to this, surely they can close it out. Kino with the first one, Gavini with the second. But again, this advantage is too strong. You can drop a couple bodies and still come away the victors. Some intel inside of the site, but Kino walks right into Logi, spots one, transfers onto the other. No way, not like this. Hard pings on the next one. Diffuser with the shotgun. Not two 1v3s in a row! You're fucking kidding me, man!
Going up to play and having back-to-back highlight reel rounds to pull these away from C9BC. I mean, this is unprecedented. This is there. That's the big one. Huge crossing guard there when it comes to this portion of the map, and anybody tries to get aggressive. Also, speaking of aggressive, I was going to say, I don't know why we're switching away from Spoit because he wanted it so bad, and he's going to get it. Gavini will trade things out onto Cameraman, though. But Spoit, he gets two. He's got all of construction to himself. He's going to hamstring the entire offense, and they're getting boxed out of construction right now actively.
Have to go down below. I don't know if they have the manpower to get it done. Gavini needs to win this fight in garage. He checks the corner first. Kino wins his. Hyper cuts him down, and that's all she wrote. Your major champions, your Manchester major champions